Hello student, welcome back to the science class once again. Thank you all for watching the previous videos and an additional thank you for staying home. So what were we discussing? We were discussing about force. So let us do a quick revision of the topics which we have discussed on the previous day. In the last day we discussed about two contact forces and two non-contact forces. I hope by now you have already understood about what a contact force is and what a non-contact force is. So let us do a quick revision on that again. What is a contact force? The force which arises when two objects are in contact with each other. Okay? That is an example of contact force. An example of it is frictional force. An example of it is muscular force. Right. What is a non-contact force? The force which acts when two surfaces remains without any contact of the two surfaces or two objects, etc. That is an example of your non-contact force. What was the example of non-contact force? An example of non-contact force is gravitational force, and magnetic force even is a non-contact force. Right? I hope we have done, you can remember about it now. So let us see the unit of force today. We have already discussed about force. So what was this force actually? Force is a push or pull which tends to change the state of an object. That means when an object is at rest, it will bring that object in motion after the application of force, and when an object is in motion, after the application of force, that object will come to rest. Okay, so force is a push or pull which change the states of an object. So what is the unit of force? The SI unit of force is Newton. What is the SI unit of force? The SI unit of force is Newton. How is Newton denoted? Newton is denoted by capital N. For example, the SI unit of the force of an object is 50 Newton. How will you write it? You will write it as 50 N. N means Newton. The SI unit of force is Newton. So some other units of force are also there. That means you can describe the unit of force in terms of kilogram force and in terms of gram force. Okay. So what is the meaning of this kilogram force? The force required to lift a body of mass 1 kg. The force required to lift a body of mass 1 kg vertically. Okay. Vertically is called 1 kilogram force. That means it is the kind of force, it is the force which is required to lift a body of 1 kilogram mass. Okay. Because of this unit 1 kg. Okay. You are requiring a kind of force to lift the body of mass 1 kg. Vertically is called 1 kilogram force. So what is it called as? It is called as 1 kilogram force. How is it denoted? It is denoted by kgf. Clear everyone? Then the next one is gram force. The force required to lift a body of mass 1 gram. The force required to lift a body of mass 1 gram vertically, okay, is called gram force. Clear everyone? I hope you all have understood about kilogram force and gram force. Okay. So this kilogram force, in this the unit is kilogram. In this gram force the unit is gram. Okay, the force required to lift a body of mass 1 kilogram vertically is called as 1 kilogram force, and the force required to lift a body of mass 1 gram vertically is called 1 gram force. So these are also the units of force. Clear everyone? So what is the SI unit of force? The SI unit of force is Newton. Force can be described in other units also, that is 1 kilogram force, that means kgf, and gram force. Clear? Then next let us come to the resultant force. What is the meaning of resultant force? The single force which acts on a body to produce the same effect in it as done by all the forces collectively is called resultant force. What is resultant force actually? Resultant force is a single force which acts on a body, okay, to produce the same effect done by all the other forces. Let us understand this with the help of an example. For example, this is a big box and you are asked to provide a force to it to move it. Now you are applying a force of 50 Newton to this box. but you are unable to push this box. You are unable to move this box. So you have taken the help of one of your friend, and your friend have also started to apply force to it. He is now applying 60 Newton force to the box. Along with him, you are also applying a force of 50 Newton to the box to push it. Now, here in this case, what will be the resultant force? The resultant force will be 60 Newton plus 15 Newton is equal to 110 Newton. So in this case, the resultant force is 110 Newton. So what is the resultant force? Now here, the direction of force, that means the direction of both the force which is provided into this box is same. You are applying the force in same direction only. So here the resultant force will be added. So what is the resultant force? Now what is the overall force acting on this particular box? It is 110 Newton. So this is what your resultant force is. Clear everyone? What is the resultant force now? Let us understand another case also. A similar box is there. You are applying force from this direction. You are applying a force of 50 Newton. Along with that, one of your friend is applying a force of 40 Newton from the other side. Now in this case, you are applying force in one direction, your friend is applying force in other direction. That means opposite to the direction in which you are applying. So what will be the resultant force in this case? It will be 50 Newton minus 40 Newton. This is equal to 10 Newton. So this is what your resultant force is. Okay, when the force applied on one object is opposite, okay, then the force which are applied, it will be subtracted, and when the direction of force is same, okay, that means 2 or 3 persons are applying different magnitude of force into one particular object. In that case, you will add it. Understood? In this case, the resultant force is 110 Newton. In this case, the resultant force is 10 Newton only. Why? Because of the direction of forces. Here, both the forces are acting in opposite directions. That's why it is subtracted here. So this is what your resultant force is. The single force which acts on a body to produce the same effect in it as done by all the forces collectively is called as resultant force. I hope you have understood about resultant force. In the next day, we are going to discuss about the other effects of forces. Okay, so till then, stay safe, stay home.